Hobbies. If you live in America, you know what hobbies are. Okay? But this is something that I really saw when I lived over there in Laos. I would help people do scholarships and paperwork to go study abroad and live in other places. And one question they would always ask are, what are your hobbies? And scholarship hobbies. Okay? And the thing that they would always say to me is, what is a hobby? And some people did have hobbies, but they definitely were different. And I almost wouldn't consider them hobbies in the United States, but more of a pastime, okay? When I would say, oh, hobby's something you do in your free time, they would say, oh, yeah, okay, my hobbies are I like to eat food, and I like to sleep, and I'm thinking to myself, no, that's not a hobby. You know, you have to do those things. That's not a hobby. Eat and sleep. I'm like, like, what are you good at? What are you good at that you like to do for fun? And they just didn't understand that. And it was so hard for me to explain to them what a hobby was. Some people would think like, oh yeah, soccer, or getao. And I'm thinking like, yeah, that's a hobby. But only if you really do it as a hobby, you know what I mean? Not if you just do it, once or twice a year because you like to do it. But if you get out and do it every day or every week because it's your hobby, But to me, that's still more of a pastime. A hobby is like a craft or something you work on with your hands, or something you enjoy spending your time doing when you have free time. But a lot of people over there, they don't have free time, and it's kind of sad because they have to work all the time to survive. They really do. And the ones that don't work all the time to survive are really viewed as really lazy by the culture. And maybe some people here in America should learn from that. And we should pick it up and work harder and not be so lazy, because I know that we can be pretty lazy over here. Woo. But it's sad because you get little kids over there when they should be going out and expressing themselves creatively, getting out and learning how to build things with their hands, how to do things like hobbies, but they don't get that opportunity. And what happens is these kids, they grow up too fast. And they're 12, 13 years old, and they're out working the farm, and for the foreseeable future, that's all they will be doing, is working on that farm. And so they end up, getting married at a really young age, 14, 15 years old. And who's to tell them no? They're living a life more like an adult than some 18, 19, 20-year-olds here in the United States. And I think to myself, yeah, they're definitely living more like an adult. And if you were to look at the life by the way they were living it, they're definitely at that point in their life where they could get married. But they shouldn't be, because they're so young. They aren't having a childhood. And it's really sad to see that happen. And I feel like a lot of it is because they don't have hobbies. They don't have things they can do to express themselves as children. They don't have the time to do that. And they never had anybody show them either. And I think, it would be such an amazing gift if these children could see these things in these hobbies and be able to get out and express themselves in new ways that could change their lives forever. So I want to tie this back into this light bulb, okay? This is something I used to teach people in Laos, and I still teach it to them when I talk to them. And it's key. It's key to being successful in your future. It's key to being successful as a people, not just as an individual. But this light bulb was invented by a man named Thomas Edison. And I'll do this video in Hmong as well, more in Hmong, so that more people over there can learn this. This light bulb was invented by a man named Thomas Edison, one of the most famous inventors in American history. He invented AC power, he invented the record, and he invented so many things that we use today. But all of this, in the beginning, was his pastime. It was his hobby. He started out working in his shed, trying to make this stuff. And after him, there have been so many other people. The TV, that we use today was invented in Idaho in a garage. The airplane was invented in Ohio in a shed by the Wright brothers in their free time as a hobby. The automobile came out of a hobby for working on cars. Right here in America, the computer, not the big giant wall computer, but the computer that we all use today was invented in a garage by Steve Jobs and Steve Wozniak. And now that's Apple. And now you have an iPhone. I mean, I can keep going. The list goes on and on and on of so many things that were created here in America, but they all came out of hobbies and pastimes. Having a little bit of free time to use your creative mind to develop these new amazing things. And Hmong people, if I've seen one thing, it's that Hmong people are smart. They are very smart. And if these children had that freedom, they could be doing the same things that happened here in America over there in Laos, and ensuring that they have a great future for the generations that come after them. And it's sad to see these kids, trap themselves in a life when they're so young, or be trapped in a life when they're so young, when there's so many opportunities, and all it takes is for someone to turn on that light so that they can see this. It's not a Christian thing or an old culture thing, but it's being able to use your creativity, find a future for yourself and for your family, but also being able to use your creativity and do something that you love. And a lot of the people over there that even come over here to the United States struggle, because here in the US, we're used to being able to sit down and work on things in our free time. But, they aren't used to that. And so they end up just cleaning the house or doing extra work. And it can be really hard because they've never had a hobby before. Not that they don't have hobbies. Okay, I'm gonna go back and cover this real quick. Hmong people over there definitely have some hobbies. I've seen so many people that are really good at swimming, people that are good at soccer, people that are good at kebao, people that are good at singing, people that are good at things like this, and those are great hobbies. And you know what though? The people that sing, they usually do really good. They get really famous and people listen to their videos, and everybody knows who they are, and I'm really proud of these people. And the people that are good at kebao, they usually, if they're really good and they practice a lot, they can go places. And the people that are good at swimming, depending on where you live, you can really go somewhere with that. But I feel like the biggest example that Hmong people have seen in a long time is Sunisa Lee. And she won the gold medal in the Olympics. And you cannot tell me that she didn't do that because she didn't have a passion for gymnastics. It started as a hobby. And now she put Hmong people on the world stage. And I think it is an amazing thing and an important thing for us to help the younger generation develop good hobbies, especially in Laos and Vietnam and Thailand and here in the United States, but I feel like we have more access to it here. And so thank you guys so much for listening to my video today. You guys are amazing. I really appreciate all the support you guys give to me. If you guys have any idea how we can help the younger generation over there in Laos continue to grow and improve, I'm all ears. I'm listening to everything you guys say to me because I really do love the Hmong people. They are an amazing people, and I want to build them up to be stronger and stronger and stronger. But everything I do on here is so that your voices can be heard, not mine. The things that I say are the things that I see and the things that I learn. I know that sometimes people say, you don't understand because you weren't raised in it. And I say, you're right. I wasn't raised in it. I wasn't born in this culture, and I didn't go through the same pains and the same trials that you went through. But I also feel like sometimes looking from the outside in helps me see things that sometimes people don't see, and things that people look over or overlook. And I don't want to step on anybody's toes here or offend anybody, and I'm not trying to. I'm just trying to help. And if you guys have any critique or anything that you know, you guys can give me, please send it my way. I love you guys, and I'm not trying to hurt anybody or pull anybody down, only lift people up. No matter where they are, even here in the United States, in Germany, in France, in Australia, everywhere. Because the Hmong people are amazing, and you know, let's work on this and keep it going. Thank you so much for your time. Again, you guys are amazing. I care about all of you guys, and please share this video, get it out to the Hmong people over here that understand what hobbies are, and maybe we can help push for this abroad, so that the people over there will be able to develop more passion and creativity in the future, and do amazing things. Thank you so much. Shinji do na. Bye, y'all.